Hey there, welcome back to Just Bull Street. Today we've got something fresh on the menu, a company that's quietly powering the AI boom behind the scenes. It's called CoreWeave, and yeah, they're about to hit the public markets with one of the most talked about IPOs of the year. So what's the story? Let's break it down. All right, let's start simple. CoreWeave is not your usual cloud company. They're all about GPU cloud infrastructure, meaning they rent out super expensive, high-performance NVIDIA GPUs to companies that need crazy computing power, like training AI models, visual effects rendering, all that heavy-duty stuff. Fun fact, they actually started out as a crypto mining operation back in 2017. But when the crypto crash hit in 2018, they pivoted hard. Instead of mining coins, they realized they could make more money renting out their GPUs to people building the future of AI. Smart move. So, how do they make money? Pretty straightforward. They lease GPUs from NVIDIA and rent them out to big names like OpenAI and Microsoft. And here's the kicker. Their infrastructure is laser-focused on GPU workloads, which makes them faster and cheaper than giants like AWS or Google Cloud. According to their pitch, their service is up to 80% cheaper than the big guys. They've even got long-term contracts lined up worth billions. For example, in March 2025, they signed a 5-year, $11.9 billion deal with OpenAI. And yeah, as part of the deal, OpenAI is even getting a chunk of CoreWeave shares. One thing though, Microsoft accounts for over 60% of their revenue. So yeah, a lot of eggs in one basket. Let's talk numbers. And they're kind of wild. In 2022, they made just $94 million in revenue. By 2023, that jumped to $500 million. And in 2024, they're expected to close at around $2.3 billion in revenue. That's hockey stick growth if I've ever seen it. But, and here's the thing, they're still loss-making. They've also taken on around $8 billion in debt to fuel their expansion. Their last private valuation was $19 billion. For the IPO, they're targeting somewhere between $16 and $18 billion. So big numbers, big risk. Now, why is everyone so hyped about CoreWeave? Well, we're in an AI boom. Everyone wants to train bigger, better, faster AI models. And you need serious GPU power for that. CoreWeave's entire business is built around that demand. They're going up against giants like AWS, Google Cloud, and Microsoft Azure, but by focusing exclusively on GPUs, they've carved out a sweet spot. Plus, they've got NVIDIA in their corner. NVIDIA even owns a 6% stake in CoreWeave. So yeah, they're well connected. But it's not all sunshine. First, they're heavily dependent on a few big clients, mainly Microsoft and OpenAI. If anything changes in those relationships, CoreWeave's revenue could take a big hit. Second, they've got a mountain of debt. Scaling this fast isn't cheap. And third, competition. If AWS or Google decide to drop prices or build GPU-focused services, CoreWeave will have a serious fight on its hands. So what's the bull case? If you believe the AI infrastructure boom is just getting started and that CoreWeave's niche-focused model will keep growing, this IPO might look like a once-in-a-decade opportunity. Long-term contracts, big-name clients, and a clear value proposition. But the bear case? Heavy dependence on a few clients, $8 billion in debt, and the fact that they're still burning cash with no clear path to profitability. Plus, the IPO valuation looks a little rich for a loss-making company. So here's the bottom line. CoreWeave's IPO is one of the most interesting tech listings of the year. If you're a high-risk, high-reward investor who believes in the AI boom, this might be worth a look. But if you're the cautious type, maybe watch from the sidelines and see how they perform after the IPO dust settles. Either way, it's a company worth knowing about, because they're quietly building the tech stack behind the AI revolution. All right, that's the lowdown on CoreWeave. Will they become the backbone of the AI world, or will they get crushed under the weight of competition and debt? Time will tell. Thanks for tuning in. More market stories coming your way soon, right here on Just Bull Street. Talk soon.